Alright guys, hello and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we're here with a different idea. You've seen by the title, we're going to be simming through 10 seasons of career
Hey
mode to
boss,
see
I think we could
what
better manage our time by
happens.
organizing some team activity.
You see our team name is 10 seasons. I didn't bother to change anything, so we're going to have the default liveries, default number, everything is default. Even our driver name is literally like default player or something. But we're going to sim through. I'm not going to have some of the fancy graphics that some people have. Obviously, on PlayStation, it's a lot harder to do that without some stuff. So we're just going to be using some
This
in-game
is where you can view
cutscenes.
our current facilities and the effects they are having on the business. You can also invest some of our cash into upgrades for these facilities.
We're just going to keep ourselves out of this. I'm not going to upgrade us. I'm not going to bother doing anything. You know, we're probably going to stay on 0 points, finishing last and last every race. But that doesn't matter. We're going to be playing full season, as you can see. I'll be updating you on whether there's a regulation change at the end of the season, or whether there is, you know, anything going on. The world champion, driver moves, retirements, all of that. But yeah, default player is ready to go for this career mode. I'll be simming through every race, like I said, so I won't actually play them. But yeah, guys, let's jump into the end of season numero uno. Alright guys, so we're here at the end of season 1. I've decided to just go with the minimum number of races, realizing how much time it would take to sim through all 23. So we'll just go back to the minimum, but for the first season, we did do 23 races. As you can see, there is a regulation change to next season, the chassis and durability parts being changed. Mercedes currently lead the vehicle performance comparison, then it's Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren, and so on. Haas is technically the bottom team. And it's Valtteri Bottas, the flying Finn, or not the flying Finn, but the Finn gets the job done over his long rival teammate Lewis Hamilton. He had done quite comfortably. It was all wrapped up in Saudi Arabia with a 40-point lead. No one could have really stopped him. And then Mercedes, obviously, with a big win in the Constructors as well. 810 points to Red Bull's 577. It looked like Max Verstappen was on a title charge early on. 7th in Portugal and 6th in Monaco. Didn't really help him, and the Red Bull kind of fell off towards the end of the year. Lando Norris also picked up his first race win in Formula 1, but there were many race winners this season. Lando Norris, Charles Leclerc, I don't think Carlos Sainz won one, but then Max, Sergio, Lewis, and Valtteri all won one as well. The big news is, though, is that Sebastian Vettel has now retired, so we'll have to see how that plays out. With
We're in a position now where we're able to attract a new sponsor to the team.
how next season's driver transfer plays out, so we may as well jump through to the driver transfers and see what has changed for season 2. Now here in the new season, let's see what's changed. Christian Lundgaard is with us, obviously. Just bringing some random drivers. It doesn't matter who's with us. At Alfa Romeo, it's George Russell and Guiliano Alesi at Alfa Romeo. Okay, so that's a bit silly. Gasly stays at AlphaTauri, but Latifi joins him from Williams, I'm guessing. Esteban Ocon stays at Alpine. I don't know why his teammate isn't there. Can we have... Okay. Esteban Ocon stays at Alpine. Lance Stroll stays. Giovinazzi goes to replace Sebastian Vettel, which I'm guessing left an open seat at Williams. Ferrari stays the same. Haas stays the same. McLaren the same. Mercedes the same. Red Bull the same. Williams now have Yuki Tsunoda and Callum Ilott in the team, so that could be an interesting pairing. Tsunoda stepping down from AlphaTauri. So who's the other Alpine driver? They only have... Did Fernando retire and they haven't got a replacement yet? I'm not sure. That's weird. Okay, that makes zero sense to me, but sure. So a lot of driver transfers spicing up this coming season. I wonder who can pull through in our new 10-race calendar. Will it be Lewis Hamilton to return to the top? Will Max Verstappen be able to get him? Or will it be another crown? Another crown to add to his title chance for Valtteri Bottas. Let's see at the end of Season 2. Hello and welcome back to the end of Season 2, on to Season 3. There's regulation changes. Air on powertrain this time instead of chassis. And durability. In the standing side, it is number 2 for Valtteri Bottas in the Mercedes. Definitely the second team's a lot more competitive. Carlos Sainz with a clutch run, definitely towards the end, first, third, first. Definitely a lot more clutch, but Bottas's run in the beginning of second, first, third, too much to be handled. Norris was definitely the closest for a while. Verstappen gets ahead of Hamilton with some clutch wins at the end of the season. Hamilton winless, but still beats Sergio Perez to the pulp. Fernando Alonso was Alpine's second driver, consistent 21st, let's go. But yeah, we'll move on, see if there's any driver changes in Season 3, see how the pecking order shapes up before we jump through to the third season of this career mode. Changes for this season. Lance Stroll has left his dad's team to join AlphaTauri in the wake of Pierre Gasly leaving to join the Frenchman Esteban Ocon at Alpine, which means Christian Lundgaard has left our team for Aston Martin, whereas I think most teams stay the same from last season other than those couple changes. Alfa Romeo the same. So the double Canadian team up at AlphaTauri and the double French team up at Alpine could be quite interesting to see how they stack up at the end of the season. In the R&D department, it's still Mercedes and Red Bull almost equal at top. Fifth is Alpine. Now have jumped a couple of teams, but we'll have to see how they can cope after that financial reset. And let's see how the next part of our chapter goes in Season 3. Alright then guys, Season 3 done and dusted. And I'll tell you what, there has finally been a change in our Drivers' Champion. It's Max Verstappen. Once again, like this current season, on top of the world with a very big 60-point margin at the top. Red Bull take the Constructors. And really, it was a 3-horse race at the top. Perez was really never in it. And Leclerc and Lando pulled towards him at times, but it never really went their way. Max, with 4 wins in a row on the bounce, was too hard to contain. So finally Max has won and ends Mercedes' dominance from all the way back in 2014. No retirees that we know of yet. Although there definitely could be a lot more to come in the coming weeks before Season 4.
Some team activities. Head to the activities screen to see what we have available.
And hopefully that should be okay to deal with. The 10-race season now is definitely panning out a lot better for us. But yeah, no news on retirees. We'll jump forward. No regulation change for the next season. We'll jump forward. I'll see if there's any driver changes. If there's not, I won't fill you in. But if there is, I'll make a short clip for that. But yeah, Max Verstappen is Dutch delight in Season 3. Alrighty then guys, we are here at the end of Season 4 now. In this simulated 10 seasons. And it's another one it is another season of Dutch Delight. Red Bull ahead on the vehicle performance comparison, and it shows with them wrapping up another driver's title and a constructor's title. They did very well. It's actually one of the first seasons that half the teams didn't score points, or basically half the teams. From Aston Martin to us, no points were scored. Only the top 6 actually scored points. But yeah, Max Verstappen dominant again, 65-point gap. It was getting close between Leclerc and Norris and Max towards the end, but they were nothing. Daniel looked in it for a bit, but he just had a... Look at that end to the season. He just won 4 races in a row and just kind of blitzed away by Singapore. Leclerc was within a shot, so was Norris, but it wasn't astoundingly close. And then Max just went, nah, and went on a run. A godly run, and had it wrapped up by Mexico. But yeah, I guess we'll jump through to season 5, and to get through to the halfway point of the season, there is also an R&D change on the durability side. So that could be interesting. You never know what you could do with that. But yeah, the end of season 4 into season 5, and to see if we can get a new world champion after Norris and Leclerc have come oh so close. Alrighty, and into season 5, and it's another Max Verstappen. It's a more Dutch delight for the Orange Armies. Max Verstappen wins the World Championship by wins on Charles Leclerc. It was 3 wins to 2 wins. Fastest laps, winning it out for Max. It was very close. That win in Brazil was all he needed to close the gap enough, and with the fastest lap, to win it. Lewis Hamilton, notably leaving the sport of the season. Red Bull win the constructors from Ferrari, and it's a big gap to the rest. Lance Stroll comes in 4th in AlphaTauri, scoring 117 out of their 144 points. Regulation change for next season as well. Aerodynamic chassis and powertrain, so maybe that can hit a team hard. But Lewis Hamilton, yes, has retired from Formula 1, so we'll have to see who can steal that Mercedes seat, because it might be quite interesting who can get it. But yes, Super Max Verstappen just edges out Charles Leclerc, and well, it was tense. He had to recover from a better start with a worse ending, but he's still able to clutch it, and it's a 3-time champion of the world now. Can he hold on to it into season 6? So into season 6, we got some team changes. Pedro Piquet has been announced as the driver. And as we move on, yes, Pedro Piquet, a Formula 2 driver that we had for like part of a season. He's even technically worse than Robert Schwartzman, which makes no sense why he would be in the team. I feel like it's maybe a short-term replacement for Lewis Hamilton, and then they'll look for someone else to fill that void. But yeah, can he do anything this season? I would be surprised if he could. But yeah, Lewis Hamilton out, Pedro Piquet in for season 6. Let's take a look at who can win in season 6. So it's the end of season 6 time. The constructors and drivers both up for grabs. Can Red Bull retain their dominance? Well, they can. It's Dutch Delight. Max Verstappen is your world champion. Next is Lance Stroll, who, as I said, has been picked up by Mercedes. Not as I said. Pedro Piquet was, in fact, a short-term gain. So he came close, mainly in the AlphaTauri for the first half of the season, then switched over to the Mercedes, but couldn't capitalise on his 4 two-place finishes on the run home. Red Bull win the constructors. You can see AlphaTauri heading home because that was how it worked. Pierre Gasly is leaving the spot. As you can see, his name's grayed out there. No regulation change for this upcoming season, so you'd think Mercedes, AlphaTauri and Red Bull would stay at the top, as well as McLaren, who's almost there. But yeah, Pierre Gasly has left the sport, so that could trigger some stuff. I wonder how the lower grid will move. But we'll have to see how that plays out. Pedro Piquet ended up at Haas. You can see 56 points all coming from his Mercedes drive. But yeah, let's see who can win in Season 7. So Season 7, done and dusted now. Can Max Verstappen win a 5th World Championship? Well, he can, against George Russell and AlphaTauri, which has improved this season, and Lando Norris. He just seems to be shutting them all down. It wasn't looking great for Max until the end of the season, where he kind of flew through 4 races in a row from I think Japan to Brazil, and yeah, it looked worrying for the Dutchman, but he was able to pull through when it mattered, and those wins towards the end, as well as those fastest laps, have done him 10 points the good to win his 4th World Championship, or is his 5th? He's got a lot. Okay. But big stuff out of the Red Bull camp. They win the constructors and drivers. It was pretty simple, to be honest. Dan Ticktum has left Alpine as the replacement for Pierre Gasly, and as you can see, Robert Schwartzman down the bottom has joined Alpine for next season. So that is good. I think that's really our only driver change, although it might change up during the off period. But Season 7 goes the way of Supermax again. George Russell, however being strong, denied at the end of the season. So is Lando Norris. Max Verstappen has denied this younger generation of your Leclerc, your Norris, and your Russell. Can he do it again and become a 6-time world champion? So it's the end of Season 8, done and dusted. Can Max Verstappen become a 5-time world champion? Of course he can. 4 wins at the end of the season, secure it. I don't understand how he's doing this. I'm playing through checking the standings as I go, and he's just throwing. So from Season 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... yeah, it's a lot. He's 5 world championships deep. He just seems to pull through with the last 4 or 5 races of the season. The last half, he just hits the gas and absolutely explodes into life. He was throwing at the beginning of the season. It did look like he could be able to take a chance. There is a regulation change as well coming up, but yeah, this could change a lot. Max Verstappen 98 rated. This next driver, Charles Leclerc, 94. Then Tsunoda, which surprised me, at 94. Mick Schumacher's also up there at 93, which is kind of amazing to me, but yeah, I don't know how we will go. This could be another interesting, silly season. But as you can see, driver changes. Guglielmo Alesi and Mick Schumacher make up Alfa Romeo now, as well as George Russell and Nicholas Latifi in the AlphaTauri. The Alpines, Robert Schwartzman, Esteban Ocon like last season. Guan Yu Zhou and Christian Lundgaard are in the Aston Martin. Then Ferrari stays the same. Haas stays the same. McLaren differs because Lando Norris, I didn't announce that last season, but Lando Norris left the sport. So no World Championship for Lando Norris. Lance Stroll and Valtteri Bottas the same, and then Red Bull the same, as well as Williams. So into Season 9, the penultimate season. Can Max Verstappen pull it out of the bag again later on? Can he just finish it early? We'll have to see in Season 9. So it's the end of Season 9. Regulation change for Season 10. Our last season of the career mode, chassis and powertrain being affected. But it's Dutch Delight again, this time a lot more dominant. Max Verstappen, he was clear a lot of the way over his teammate Sergio Perez. Red Bull win the constructors to their sister team AlphaTauri. It's just Red Bull domination. Max Verstappen again, like last season, smashing everyone out of their mind. The triple win in the first 3 races with fastest lap really just settled the tone for season 9, and it just really didn't change a whole lot throughout the season. Yeah, the teams, I think, stay the same in the season 10, but can Max Verstappen join the greats and become one of the most successful drivers of all time with a 7th or with an 8th World Championship? I'm not sure, we might be off a bit. Season 10 is done and dusted. It's Dutch delight again. Max Verstappen wins the Formula 1 World Championship in Brazil, not Abu Dhabi. And Max Verstappen is now the most successful driver in Formula 1 history with a total of 8 World Championships. I'm sorry the career mode didn't differ. I'm sorry that I don't have to scream up. It just kind of kicked me out and deleted the career mode straight away as soon as I finished that Sao Paulo Grand Prix to end it. But yeah, Max Verstappen is now technically the most successful driver in Formula 1 history with 8 World Championships. I was going to add up wins, but I couldn't really do that from the last season, so I might put that on like a TikTok thing, but he is the winner of this series, and so is Red Bull. But yeah, that is if I simmed 10 seasons into my career mode. If you like this one, make sure to drop a like down below. If you're new, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a good one, you guys, and goodbye.